Hello, Blanca. Hello, Blanca. There you are.
Hi.
I'm glad you were able to make it.
My phone is a little battery.
Whoops. Can you plug it in?
Yeah, yes, connect.
Okay.
Hold on a minute.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Well, you were afraid you would have to work, so I'm glad that you didn't.
Oh,
Did you understand about the lessons on the rcbatn.com/ELL?
mm-hmm.
You can go on there and our lessons are on there.
Okay.
And so I put that in, you know how I talked with you, I put that in there. And
Mm-hmm.
so you can look up old lessons that way.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if anyone else is going to be able to come.
Oh.
Last week, Rosa, it came about halfway through.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of when people are free.
Today nothing? No Rosa? No.
Not
No?
so far.
Oh.
Mm,
You
I have
ready?
I haven't seen Martin for I don't know a couple of weeks.
Maybe. I don't know.
In fact, I was wondering how long should I wait for somebody. So I'm glad I waited a little bit longer because now I got to see you. So
Thank you.
how
Uh-huh.
are you?
All right. Are you good?
Good.
You?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Okay.
They just cut my yard and I'm allergic to the grass.
Mm-hmm.
So my eyes are itching, my nose is itching. So if I
Yes.
start sneezing, you know what's going on.
Uh-huh. Oh. So yes, okay?
Yes, it's got to
Okay.
be cut.
Okay.
Well, let's go ahead and start. I'll mark you as present. And we are in, now I call this the textbook,
Uh-huh.
and we're on page 122. 122.
1, 2, 2. Hold on. Okay. Uh-huh.
And so I'm going to bring up the verse. Now, this is today's verse. Forgive us our sins, for we forgive everyone who does us wrong. Luke 11:4. This is from the
No estoy ahí yo.
Lord's Prayer. And in the Lord's Prayer, it gives us the idea that if we do something wrong, we can go to Jesus and ask him to forgive us.
Yes.
If someone else does something wrong to us, we need to forgive them just like Jesus forgives us.
Yes.
So forgive us our sins, for we forgive everyone who does us wrong. Luke 11:4. And
Uh-huh.
sometimes the things that we do to other people, it's not on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not thinking. And so when we realize we've done something wrong to someone, we need to go to them and say, hey, wait a minute, I'm so sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And then we know we can do that with Jesus. And so if we forgive the people who do something to us, it may be that they just did something, that they know better,
Yes.
but that's the way it goes. So we just have to be willing to forgive, just like Jesus has forgiven us.
Yes.
And then a lot of the letters, the difference between the English and the Spanish is not a big problem, but the vowels are A, E, I, O, and U. And you say them differently in Spanish. You name them differently in Spanish.
Yes.
So especially the A and the E and the I, it gets confusing.
Uh-huh.
And so it's important to really work on how to say these letters in English, or else we'll get all confused and everyone else will get confused.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, one of the things that we're talking about in the book is the names of streets on street signs.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you look at the street sign for my road out here, it says Martindale Drive, but it doesn't say DRIVE. It just says DR. That's all it says. And so you kind of have to learn that that DR stands for drive. What is your street name?
Mine
Yes, there where you live. What's your address?
is in the is in the 49 East
Okay,
high,
is that
highway.
highway?
Uh-huh.
So it's highway, but on the street sign, it's going to be HWY.
Uh-huh.
And so we need to learn these because if we don't, we're going to be looking for, maybe we're looking for this word and it's this one, or we're looking for highway when it's HWY. And then the way they say them is the way it's supposed to be if it were written out. So it's HWY, but they still call it highway. Or on mine, it's drive, even though it's just DR. So these are things that we need to learn. So street is ST, which is just these first two letters.
Uh-huh.
Road is RD, which is the first letter and the last letter. Avenue is the first three letters. And this is one of the few that uses vowels. Most of the time, it's just consonants. So it's the AVE.
ABE.
And lane is just LE, which is just the two consonants. Drive is the first two consonants. They don't use the V. Boulevard is actually a French word, and so it's BLVD. They don't use the R, and it's interesting. They use all the rest of the consonants, but not the R. And this is one of the problems with English. With Spanish, there's just one source. That's the original Latin. But with English, there's Viking, and there's Anglo, and there's Saxon, and there's German, and there's French, and a lot of these different languages come together, and that's one of the things that makes it so hard. And you'll find that maybe I use one word for something, and you'll hear someone else using another word, and we're talking about the same thing.
Yes.
It's because we're used to different ways of expressing it. So Parkway is PKWY, and it uses all the consonants except for the R. And we already talked about the highway. So that only uses the middle of the first, the middle, and the last consonant.
Yeah.
Court uses the C and the T, but not the R. Circle actually uses the CR and not the CL. So there's not completely an order to this. Some of it is just learning it. And that's one reason it takes so long to learn English, because it's weird.
Yeah.
Pike is PK. It's
PK.
two consonants.
Yes.
And then our zip codes are 5 digits. And the way they set it up in Maine is the lowest digit, and then you come down the Atlantic coast and it gets larger, this first number. It gets larger as you come down, and it gets larger as you go across the United States. So here we start with 3, where I grew up and my brother still lives, they start with an 8. And so if you know a little bit about the zip codes, you hear about a zip code and you can say, oh, that must be over in California because it's a 9. And so that's one thing that's a little bit helpful. But believe me, you've got to work on getting this right. You get it wrong and the letter goes to the wrong place, because the post office looks at the zip code more than they look at the address. Okay, another problem that we have is that 7T
17.
sounds like 17.
17. Yeah. It's the
And so,
same.
yes, it's saying very easy. So if we make this like a D sound, 7D, 70, and 17, it sounds a little different. So you have 20, 12 doesn't sound like 20, but you have 30 and you have 13. You have 40 and 14. You have 50 and 15. You have 60 and 16. 70 and 17, 80, 80 and 18, and 90 and 19. So all of those numbers, you really have to work at being able to make them clear. So by saying this T as though it's a D, 7D,
7D,
and then 17 is clear that you're talking about the lower number. These are some problems that it's just a part of being English. Okay, so let's look at the text On page 122.
The same?
Yes.
Okay. It's, okay.
And it says at the top, lesson 5, life skills, address an envelope. And then it says A, write the abbreviation. And here they have all of these different abbreviations and they have the words. Now, they have never taught you what the difference is. So that's one reason I go through this, because they don't ever show you. They show you the full word, they show you avenue, but they don't show you the AVE. So using these, you have 7 words there, and one of them I don't have on here, but have you filled in those? I'll give you some time to do them.
Me say the put in the line. Oh,
Well, see, on number 1, it says street, and then it
the
says ST.
yeah, the avenue is A B I
E,
E.
right. See, that's one of those letters that is hard and it just takes practice. Okay, and number 3,
And number 3 is DR.
yes. And what do you call it? Drive.
Dry.
And even though it's just DR, you still call it drive. Okay, and number 4,
And the lie is ELL.
okay, and actually it's called lane.
Oh, lane.
Yes,
Lane is ELL.
yes. And remember, in English, you almost have to memorize some of these. Okay,
Line.
number 5,
Is in the road is RD.
yes. And number 6,
And number 6 is in the boulevard BLBD.
right. Now, do you know what the number 7 is?
In the apartment
Yes.
is APR.
No. Okay, let's do it. APARTMENT is APT.
Oh, APT. Okay. APT.
Right. So like
Sorry.
if you live in an apartment, your address is going to be the street number, the street name, and then APT and the designation of the apartment. So it's APT.
Okay. APT.
All right. Then look at B. See, there's all of the answers. And B is an envelope. And you see Gustavo and his address? All right.
Yes.
He's the one who sent the letter. And
B.
so it's called a return address, because if they can't deliver the letter to the address that you have on there, then it'll go back to that one up in the corner. So you always put the one up in the corner so that if the address doesn't go through, it can come back to you. So that's called the return address. It's who the letter is from. And then the name there in the middle, that's who the letter is to. And that's who you're wanting to get the letter. and to receive the letter. And then, of course, the stamp. And I don't know if you've noticed, but there's some really pretty stamps out there. There's some that I don't like and some that I really like. So when I buy stamps, I say, I want this one, you know, to get the one that I like. Okay, now looking at this envelope, what's the name of the man who sent the envelope?
A.
There on B, see it has the envelope. Who's the man who, well, who's the man? Let's just look at the envelope now. Let's don't look at the answers, that part. Who's the man who sent the envelope that the envelope would be returned to? What's his name? Gustavo?
Gustavo Pineda.
Yes. So that's the man who wrote the letter. And what's his address?
The address is 9106 River Drive.
That's road.
Road. River Road.
And what apartment does he live in?
In the apartment. The apartment is
Okay, after road.
apartamento is 60623.
No. See, it says 9106 River Road, and then it has APT.
Oh, yeah.
Apartment, and then the 115.
115, yes.
Right. So that's his apartment number. Okay, and what's his city that he lives in?
In Chicago.
Yes. And what's the designation for his state?
The state is one ELL.
Actually, it's supposed to be IL.
IL.
Yes. And then the zip code, that's that 5-digit number.
60623.
Right. Now for Tennessee, that state designation is TN. And so it's TN, and then our zip codes start with 3. Okay, now who did he write the letter to?
The letter 2 is, what is the return address? Is return the 7754 Park Avenue.
Yes, now that's the street, but he addressed it to a position and a place. He addressed it to the manager.
Manager Wendy Apartments.
Right.
7754 Park Avenue.
Yes. And what city?
Chicago.
And what state?
ELL.
Actually, that's an I.
IL.
Yes.
IL 60647.
And that's the zip code. All right. Now, using that information, let's look at these questions down here at C, part C. What's question 1 say?
The question?
Question 1 in part C. It says, read the envelope again, circle A or B. So what's question 1?
Ah,
It
I
starts
don't know.
with who? It's down here at the bottom.
Yes. What is the return address? Where is the,
Okay, so what's number 1?
okay, what is the letter from?
Yes, who? That WHO is who. Who is
Who
the letter
is,
from?
who is the letter from?
Yes,
Wendy apartments. Yes.
that's who the letter's to.
The two.
The
What,
letter, the
what?
letter is from Gustavo Pinata.
Oh, yeah.
So letter B, Gustavo Pinata, is
Gustavo Pineda.
is the right answer. Do you see that?
Mhm.
See up here in the letter,
Yes.
this is the one who sent it. This is who it's from. This
Uh-huh.
is who wrote it. Okay, and then number 2.
What is the return address?
Okay,
9106 River. I don't know.
road.
River Road. Road. In 7754 Park Avenue.
So which answer is correct?
Circle in the B.
Hmm? Look under Gustavo. What's his address there?
Mm, the same. The same address por Gustavo.
Okay, up in the letter, not down in the questions, but up in the letter here. What is the address? This right up here.
Oh, es the address is 9106 River Road.
That's the address of that. That's the return address. And
The
so is that A or B? There
A.
are questions. Yes. Yes. And you can still see these if you need them, those abbreviations.
Uh-huh.
Okay, number 3.
Where is the letter going?
Yes.
9106 River Drive
Road.
Road Road 7754 Park Avenue.
So which one is the letter going to?
B.
Yes. See, it says manager, Wendy Apartments, 7754 Park Avenue.
Mhm.
So this is the correct answer is B.
Yes.
Okay, and number 4?
What is the zip code for Wendy Apartments? 60647
Yeah,
60326. The A.
that's correct. See, I've got it marked here. All right, and then number 5?
Number 5 is what is Mr.
Yes,
Pineda's zip code? Is 6 0, 6, 23, 6, 0, 5, 4, 7. A?
That's correct. Huh. I see what I did. I did it. Oh, okay. I haven't done it yet. Okay. So that's correct.
Mhm.
So the ones, so for number 1, B is the answer. For number 2, A.
Uh-huh.
For number 3, B.
Uh-huh.
For number 4, A.
Uh-huh.
And for number 5, A.
Yes.
All right then. Any questions?
No.
See, this is one reason it takes a lot of practice.
Yes. Yes, I know.
Okay, and then this is asking about your information on page 123, part D.
The same?
It's
The
that
same
next page, 123.
the same book?
Yes,
Okay.
it's this one right here.
Yes.
It's page
80,
123.
82. 82.
No, page 123. Whoops.
Oh, 123.
Yes, that same book, page 123.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. Your
Okay,
words,
now it's going to ask some questions about you.
what's your first and last name? Oh, de mi first last name? De my
Yes.
Santiago,
Well, what's your first name first?
Blanca.
Yes. So you would write Blanca, and then
Uh-huh.
what's your last name?
The last name Santiago.
Yes. So you'd write Santiago beside Blanca,
Uh-huh.
and that's what you would put on that blank.
Yes.
And then number 2,
What's your street address? Is ay, como había dicho que era ay, ¿cómo se llama? Highway, HE Way 49 is Highway 49 East.
okay, but you have to have some numbers there before the Highway 49 East.
It's 55, no? 55? Oh, 65, 64, no? 55.
Okay, so write the 6455 and
Mm-hmm.
then the Highway 49 East.
Mm-hmm.
They're on that line.
They say, what's your city and state?
Yes.
What is in the Tennessee or state?
Well, Tennessee's the state. What's your city?
Springfield?
Yes. So write Springfield and then the TN.
Springfield. TN.
Yes.
The number, oh yeah. What is your zip code? Is 37172.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So
Mm-hmm.
now that's your information.
Mm-hmm.
Now look at E. Ask your classmate, write your classmate's information. And since I'm the only other one here, You're going to ask me these questions.
What's your first and last name?
Wanda Palmer.
Blanca Santiago.
No, you're going to put mine.
Oh, you. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Wanda Palmer.
Yes.
Right.
And then number 2.
What is your street address? Street
Okay.
address?
1701
1701.
Martindale.
Martin. A ver, hold on. Martindale. Try.
Yes.
No. What's your city and state?
Okay, so I'm going to move this down, but it's the same as yours.
Springfield?
Yes.
Springfield. Tennessee.
Yes.
What's your zip code? The same?
The same.
37172.
Okay. Now, it says address the envelope to your classmate. Write your address for the return address. So up here in this one, see how Gustavo's address is up here? So on this one, I gotta get so I can see it and do it. On this one, your address is going to go here and my address is going to go here.
Okay, my and you in the bottom?
That's right. You're up here at the top and I'm here.
Okay. I got you. Blanca Santiago Highway. 49 is 6455. Springfield. Springfield. TN 37172. A ver. Wanda Palmer 1701 Martin Dele Drive, Springfield. Springfield, Tennessee. 37172. Yep.
Okay. So now hold up your paper there so I can see that you did it. I know you did it because I heard you, but but hold it up there so that I can see it.
Okay. ¿Yo ya?
Okay, up a little higher.
Yep.
Higher. Oh, there it is. All right. Okay.
Yes.
So that's how you write a letter to someone. Do you know someone that you like to write letters to?
No, de my phone.
Okay. So you just call them on the phone.
They call for a sister, for the Any.
For my family, we all text each other. So
Mhm.
I put the information on the text and then they all get it. And then they put the information on the text and
Yes,
everybody else gets it.
yes,
And
yeah.
I like that because I'm not always free to get a phone call from them, but I can always read the text. And then if I have a question, I can go back and read it again and again if I
Yes.
need to. All right, now we'll go to the other book,
Mhm. What page?
page 82. This is the workbook.
82. Okay.
Now, this has, I'm going to move these. No, that's not going to be that easy. Okay. This has the like street, drive, boulevard, and all of that in
Mhm.
1 through 7. And then it has A through G, it has the abbreviation. So like number 1 is street and D is the abbreviation.
D, street, yes.
Okay?
The dry is DR,
Yes. And so what number is that? Or what letter?
G,
Yes.
the boulevard is B, L, B, D, S, A, E,
E.
E.
That's
Okay.
why it's important to practice these because
Yeah,
the
yes.
vowels are the hardest.
Uh-huh.
Okay?
The apartment is APT, is F,
Yes.
and the road is RD, C,
Yes.
and the Lane,
Lane.
Lay. Oh, come on. Lay is N is I,
A.
A. Avenue is ABIBE, B.
That's right. Okay?
The vocablos no for me.
So I have them all here. Okay, so are your answers correct?
Yes.
All
D,
right.
G, E, F, C, I, B. Yes.
A. A,
A,
B.
A, B.
Number 6 is an A.
Yes.
So it's going to be important for you to learn what these the names of the vowels are. A, E, I, O, and U. O
Mm,
and U are usually pretty easy. Those are not a whole lot
yes.
different.
Yes.
But the
Me,
A, E, and
me,
I are.
yes. Me is an A, E. No, it's confused.
Okay, so what would you say um, in Spanish? How would you say the A?
Ah,
And how would you say the E?
A, A.
Oh, so like,
Yes. A, yes, yeah.
and for the I?
E. No, no, this E, the Spanish E. Latino. Y, ¿cómo es palito y puntita? Y, ¿no? En inglés es I. Yeah, en inglés es I, en español es I. Yes, yes.
Okay, and the O?
Oh,
Yeah, that one's simple. It's
en U
not
es U.
different.
En U es, en U es U.
So in English, I would say it like that. I would do it like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
So this is something that it's just going to take practice.
Yes.
So write this down as something that you need to work on. And it's interesting, maybe this is what you need to work on and someone else needs to work on something else. So we can't say, well, everybody's got to work on this. It's just what you need.
Mm-hmm.
That's what is most important.
Uh-huh. Okay.
All right, let's go back down to part B on page 82.
Uh-huh, 82. In the bottom?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, part B is another envelope.
Mm-hmm.
And who is the letter from?
Es María Hernández.
Okay. And she has her address there, and that's the return address. So what is her address?
Es A74 Apple
Yes.
Drive,
Yes.
Midtown, NGO 7748.
Okay, so that's the return address.
The return address is 40 Light Drive.
No,
No?
that's who it's going to.
Mm.
The return is Maria and her information. That's who the letter's from. Okay,
Yes,
now let's look at the middle of the letter, and that's who the letter is going to. So who did she write this letter to?
the number one or the what?
No, we're still on the letter, the envelope.
Oh, María Hernández?
No, that's who it's from. Now,
Okay,
who
okay.
did she write the letter to?
Okay, it's home?
That's fine with me. I don't know. I don't speak that language. I barely speak English and a little bit of Spanish. Okay. And
40 Light Drive,
yes,
Chicago, ELL,
yes,
and 60647.
good. All right. Now to the questions. What's number one?
The letter is from María Hernández. Say yes.
That's correct.
Number two,
Yes.
Maria's last name is Hernández. No,
Her name is Maria Hernandez.
pero say Maria's, you know?
Yes,
Last,
Maria's last name,
okay, yes,
Hernandez. So it's a yes.
yes, okay. The number three, the return address is 40 lie, dry. Yes.
Hmm? What's Maria's address?
Oh, no, no. No.
What's Maria's address?
Is A74. A74 Midtown.
No. Apple Drive. 874 Apple Drive. That's
Apple
her
Drive.
address.
No.
So the answer to number 3 is a no.
Uh-huh. Number 4. Miss Hernandez lives in Midtown. Yes.
That's right.
Miss Hernandez CCOP is 60647. No.
No. What is her zip code?
Is Midtown NGO 7748.
Right. That's her zip code. And you know, I was saying that over on the coast, the numbers start small. Well, this NJ is up near New York. And
Uh-huh.
so look at the first number, it's a 0. And then Chicago is west of here some. And look at that first number, it's a 6. And we're an 8.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now look at page 83
Uh-huh.
and part C.
Part C.
It says, look at the envelope again. Where is it going? Circle yes or no. So what's number 1?
The letter is going to Mr. Lee. Yes.
That's correct.
Mr. Lee's first name is Hong. Yes.
Yes.
The letter is going to A74 Apple Drive. No.
No. Where is it going? It's going to the 14 Lake Drive, isn't it? The Apple Drive is Maria's
Yeah.
address.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and number 4.
Mr. Lin lives in Chicago. Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Lee's zip code cop zip code is 0774A. No.
No. His is 60647, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. So there are the answers to part C.
Hmm?
Here are the answers to part C. Yes, yes,
Yes.
no,
No. Yes.
no,
No.
yes, no. Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right, then part D, it says write your answers.
Say number 1.
Yes,
What's your first name? Blanca.
yes,
What's your last name, Santiago?
Yes.
What's your address? Highway 49 East?
No, the numbers come first.
Okay. What's your address is 6455
Yes.
49 East?
Yes.
6455 49 East.
And you need
What?
that HWY before the 49. So
Okay.
you have 6455 HWY
Uh-huh.
49E or E.
Okay. What's your city? Springfield?
Yes.
Springfield. What's your state? Tennessee?
Yes.
TN. TN.
Yes. You can just put T in. I'm not going
What's,
to spell it out.
what's your zip code? 37172.
All right.
Okay.
This time you don't do an envelope. Last time you did an envelope. Okay, now let's go to the text, page 124.
124. The same. 124. Okay.
All right, let's look at these pictures and what do you see? They're in picture 1. What do you see?
The is the thick bread.
This picture here.
No, the same number, the same book.
Yeah, in page
24.
124 in this book.
Oh, hold
The
on.
main text.
Okay, I got it. Listen to the store.
Well, first of all, what do you think is happening in the story? What's in picture 1?
No, in the store, in the store, in the store.
Look at picture 1 and what do you see?
Number 1
Yes.
and number 2 is in the restaurant,
Okay, it could be.
maybe.
Is she by herself?
Oh,
Number 1, she's all by herself. But in
okay.
number 2, is
Number
there
2,
a man and a woman with her?
maybe is in the cafeteria.
Okay, we'll see. And then number 3,
Is in the office.
okay. And number 4,
Number 4, maybe is hospital or in the, I don't know.
okay. And number 5,
Number 5 is the conversation.
all right, they're talking on the phone.
Yeah, the phone.
Do the man and woman look happy though? They don't look very happy, do they? Look at his face especially. Okay, and number 6?
Um, I don't know.
I think that's exactly what number 6 is. I don't know.
Maybe confusion. Maybe
Yes,
confusion.
exactly. All right. So now let's listen to the story.
Page 124. Exercise B. Listen to the story.
Alicia is 21 years old. She is single. Alicia lives with her older sister and her brother-in-law in California. Alicia has a good job. Now she wants to move to an apartment with her friends.
Oh, es un apartamento.
But Alicia's parents are not happy. In their country, single people live with their families. In the United States, single people often live alone or with friends. What should Alicia do?
So number 6, you said confusion. That sounds like her, doesn't it? All right. Any questions?
I don't know.
All right. At the top of page 125, it has a C, letter C. Listen again and read.
Page 125. Exercise C. Listen again and read.
Alicia is 21 years old. She is single. Alicia lives with her older sister and her brother-in-law in California. Alicia has a good job. Now she wants to move to an apartment with her friends. But Alicia's parents are not happy. In their country, single people live with their families. In the United States, single people often live alone or with friends. What should Alicia do?
Okay. So then, do you have any questions?
Maybe no.
All right. And then part D says, read the story again and circle yes or no. So I'm going to play the story again and you can read it.
Page 125. Exercise C. Listen again and read.
Alicia is 21 years old. She is single. Alicia lives with her older sister and her brother-in-law in California. Alicia has a good job. Now she wants to move to an apartment with her friends. But Alicia's parents are not happy. In their country, single people live with their families. In the United States, single people often live alone or with friends. What should Alicia do?
All right. Now you have the story and then you have some sentences in D. And if it's in the story, it's a yes. If it's not in the story, it's a no.
Okay. Number 1, this is Alicia lives with her apartment and the sister. Say no.
Okay, it's lives with her parents.
Parents
Yes. And
and sister.
yes.
Number 2, Alicia was her sister to move to an apartment. Hold on, hold on. Yes?
Well, what does it say in the story? This sentence says, Alicia wants her sister to move to an apartment. But in the story, it says,
Oh, yes.
Alicia is
No.
21 years old. She is single. Alicia lives with her older sister and her brother-in-law in California. Alicia has a good job. Now she wants to move to an apartment with her friends.
Yes.
So number 2, Alicia wants her sister to move to an apartment.
Yes. We say
Alicia wants
no.
to move, but she's not saying anything about her sister.
Oh, yeah, yeah. No.
So the answer is no.
Yes, no. So number 3, Alicia was to live with her friends. Yes.
That's right.
So number 4, Alicia's parents want Alicia to live with her sister.
What does it say in
Alicia,
the store?
parents, Alicia. Alicia. Yes.
It doesn't clearly say it. It says, but
Alicia's
Alicia's
parents.
parents are not happy.
Oh, yeah, no.
So no, they do not, well, Alicia's parents want Alicia to live with her sister.
Yes, not happy.
So that's a yes, because the parents are not happy for her to go to an apartment with her friends. They want her to stay with her sister.
Okay.
All right. And then number 5.
Number 5, say
Yeah.
in the United States, single people live alone.
Yes. So what's the answer there? Is that in the story?
Um,
Okay, let me read that bottom part. But Alicia's parents are not happy. In their country, single people live with their families. In the United States, single people often live alone or with friends.
yes.
That's right. So number 5 says, in the United States, single people live alone.
Yes.
Okay. So number 1's no.
Uh-huh.
Number 2 is no.
Uh-huh.
Number 3 is yes.
Uh-huh.
Number 4 is yes.
Uh-huh.
And number 5 is yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Now then, think about in your country.
Well,
Talk about single people in your country. Do single people live with their families?
do single people live in? She's single. The single people living with their families. 2, and the brother and sister.
Well, in your country, if there was a single woman or a single man, where would they live? With their families?
Yeah, the family.
Okay. So that would be a yes. Do single people live with their families? Yes. So on F, write about single people. In my country, single people live.
Sí. The same pay? The same
Yes,
pay?
with their families.
The Jamini?
So right here, you
Oh,
put, it says, in my country, single people live, and you would put with their families.
this is in my country, single people living family.
Okay.
Families. They
You don't have to put anything there. All right.
families.
Go
In
back up to number 2.
the States, single people in the state, in the state, single people often
Yes. Live
live
alone.
alone,
Mhm.
often living alone.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Any questions?
No.
All right. So let's go back to the workbook, page 84.
Dijo de 6, no, ¿verdad? De 8. Ay, mi segunda, yo quiero acabar.
They're right here, 84.
84. Okay.
All right. Now, this is that same story, and you can actually look at the book, the other book, and get the information. And you can go to the other book and you can count the sentences. You put a 1 by Alicia is 21 years old, a 2 by she is single. And so on this part, number 1, Alicia is 21 years old. Number 2, you find she is single and put number 2.
Okay. She is single. Alicia living. Alicia live. Her older sister and the brother in the line in the part number 3. And then Alicia has good job. Alicia and the older sister brother in like California. Okay, Alicia has good job. Alicia has good job. 4. A ver, Alicia. Now she was to move to the apartment with her friends. So 5 now. 5. It was but Alicia's apartments are happy. 6.
Parents.
Hold on.
Parents. But Alicia's parents are not happy.
Parents in their country, in the country, single people. In the country, single people. 7. In the country. In the families, in the country. In the families, in the United States. 7, 8 y 9. Okay.
All right. So what's number 1?
El 1 es 4. En el 2 es 6. En el 3 es 1. En el 4 es 9. En el 5 es 2. En el 6 es 7. En el 7 es 5. En el 8 es 8. En el 9 es 3.
So does that make sense to you?
Yes.
And then B, it says write the story, but you can't write it out like this.
Yeah, for the number. You put a number.
Well, but if you write it in separate lines, there's not enough room here. So you have to write it out like this.
Yeah.
Because there's not enough room to do it in separate lines. But let's don't take the time to write it out. I was listening to you and you figured it out, which one's first and second and going through. So now we're on page 85 of
85.
Of the workbook,
Mhm.
still the workbook, page 85, and part C. No.
This washer?
Okay, wait a minute. Should be part. Oh, no. Okay, all right, no. So I didn't write the words on part A. So on part A, it says, look at the pictures, write L or R. So number 1 is,
This washer?
yes. So what did you add there?
R.
Yes. And number 2?
Dress.
It's called a dresser.
Dresser, C.
Number 2, dresser. So what would be that letter?
S.
An R?
O, R.
Yes.
Oof.
Right here is an R. Right there,
Yeah.
you put an R.
Yeah.
Okay,
And number 2?
that's number 2.
Okay. And number 3? ELL.
That's right. And what's the word?
Table.
Yes. And number 4?
Chair. Is R.
Yes.
And number 5 is refrigerator. And number is the little F. And the R. I don't know what.
Well, the last one is an R, but the first one is too. The way you pronouncing it, you're saying just refrigerator. So there is not the re, and the beginning of the word is actually refrigerator. So there's an R at the beginning and the R at the end.
The same R?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know. The number 6, lamb.
Yes.
ELL.
That's right.
Okay.
All right. Now then, it says play track 48 to check your answers, and we just checked them. So we don't need to play it. But we are going to need to play it on part C because it says play track 49, listen and write the words. Now let me get to track 49.
¿Qué dice?
Okay, so I'll just stop after each word. So number 1.
Page 85. Exercise C. Listen. Write the words. 1,
Dishwasher.
And so that's already written in there.
Dishwasher.
That's right.
2,
Large.
How would you spell large?
3. What is the long?
Large.
Large.
What would it start with? L.
ELL.
Yes. Lar.
I.
Well, actually, it's an A.
Oh. ARGE.
Yes. There it is. Okay, and number 3.
3,
Room.
¿Cuál dijo?
So what would it start with? Room. Room. What would it start with?
Oh. What is the passion? 85, the same number, the book, or the other?
Yes.
The
It's
same?
85. It's part C, and it's number 3.
Hold on. 85 dijo, ¿verdad? 85. Yo estoy en otra cosa.
It's this page, and it's down at the bottom, number 3. See this page? We just did this part,
Mhm.
and now we're down at the bottom, and it's number 3, and the word is large.
Yeah, the dishwasher is large.
No,
Yes.
it's number 3.
Table?
No. It's
I don't know.
large.
I don't
Number
know.
3. Okay.
Confused. Confused. No sé dónde
Okay,
está.
wait a minute. Wait a minute. It's room. Number 3 is room.
¿De dónde sacó eso? Mira, si aquí tengo yo, es otra cosa. Esto es otra cosa, lo que ella tiene y lo que yo tengo. ¿No? Ahorita dishwasher y me dijo que large. Ok, pero ¿dónde va a ir large?
Number 1 is dishwasher.
Ajá.
Number 2 is large.
Large. Hold on.
That's this word here. Large.
Large and the number 2?
Yes.
Estoy confundida. Hold on, Wanda. What is in the number 2?
Large.
Large. And the
Yes.
number 3?
Okay, number 3 is room.
Room. ¿De dónde sacó ella eso?
What would room start with?
Room is R,
Yes,
O,
yes,
O, M.
yes.
I don't know dónde está ahí. What is the number 4?
4,
lamp,
Lamb. EOL. I,
A.
A, M, P.
Yes. See, right here.
Uh-huh. The number 4?
5.
5?
5,
address,
Dress?
Address.
Address. D, R,
Well, it starts with A. So it starts with A. And then
What?
there are 2 D's.
2 Ds?
Yes.
I don't know.
Okay, here's number 5. Address.
No sé de dónde sacó eso. Ajá. No sé de dónde sacó eso ahí. Dijo en la página. What is number?
Number 6.
6,
closet,
Closet.
Yes.
C,
Yes.
L,
Yes.
O,
Yes.
C, is, C,
S.
S,
E.
E, T.
Good. All right. And number 7.
7,
boulevard,
Boulevard.
Oh my. Let's see. We don't have that on this. You would have to go back to page 82 to get boulevard.
B,
Yes.
B, L.
B L
L.
B. Okay, this is how you actually spell it. B.
B, O, U, L, E, B, I,
A.
A, R, D.
Okay. Do you have that?
Uh-huh. Number 8.
8,
road,
Road. R, D.
Well, yes, but what do you put between the R and the D?
I don't know when that. R,
Right
O, R, O,
A.
I,
A.
A, D.
Yes.
A, ¿verdad? A. Mm. Oh, confused. 9,
9,
living room,
living room. L, E,
I.
I. B,
Yes.
E.
I.
Oh my God. Living. Room. R-O-O-M.
Yes.
Number 10.
10,
refrigerator,
Refrigerator. Es R-E.
Yes.
F-R-E.
I.
I-G. E. R-I. 2-O. R.
T-O-R. There you go.
Me vas a enseñar esos vocales.
Now, do you have a headache?
Huh?
Do you have a headache? Okay, I kind of get the feeling that you do and that we need to stop because this is hard. There's no
Mhm.
way to say that it's not hard. And your helper would be more help if she would teach you the English instead of telling you in Spanish.
Yeah.
It's really not helping when she tells you in Spanish.
Yes.
If she really wants to help you, she will use English with you. And it doesn't have to be long each day, but just set aside, maybe when you're eating supper or maybe when you're ready to relax after supper, just a short time that you
Uh-huh.
only speak English,
Yes.
and that'll help you the most.
Right.
Translating for you doesn't help because she's doing all the work and you're not. And it's work.
Yes.
It's headache kind of work.
Very, very, very good. For English.
Yes. Okay.
Right.
Well, you worked really hard tonight,
Yes.
and thank you.
Uh-huh. You too.
And we'll see you next week if you can. If you can't, please let me know. Just send a little message like you did about the car.
Okay.
Just send me a message so that I won't be looking for you.
Uh-huh.
So I just got a message that Martin is going to the level 1 class,
Okay.
the next harder class.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And
Okay.
so
Maybe.
he's going there. So I don't think he'll be coming, but maybe Rosa will be able to come some. And Avi wanted to come. He kept asking me, when are we going to start?
Uh-huh.
And he's had to work. And so maybe there'll come a time when he won't have to work and he'll be able to come. It's hard with just one.
Yes.
Much easier when there's more.
Mm-hmm.
But Blanca's just important as Ave or Rosa.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And you have a good night and a good week.
You too.
And I think you learned a lot.
Okay. Bye.
So
See
this,
you next.
okay. And
Thank
keep practicing your English.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Wanda.
Good night, Blanca.
See you. Good night. ¿Cómo le hago, mija?